Thank you very much, Professor. Dear Jadranka, President Barroso, Professor Miat, Cher Philippe, dear colleagues and friends. First of all, let me thank you from the bottom of my heart for the very challenging invitation to join the Board of Trustees of the Public Policy Institute. And here, allow me a special word of thanks to my friend Vladimir Popovic. And in a very brief 5 minutes, because we are here mainly to listen to President Barroso, I would like to address also the issue of the European Union membership. And this is possible nowadays because of the very positive perception that exists in the European Union of the new leadership of Prime Minister Alexander Vučić. I know that most of you were kind of deceived when you read the political guidelines for the new European Commission led by President Juncker, when it states that in the next term, during this legislature, there shouldn't be any further enlargement. I don't think that, I know that this has created a negative impact, but I read it totally differently. I give you the example of our own country, Presidents Barroso, José Manuel, myself, we took 1 decade in order to become members of the European Union. And I was privileged enough, then as political advisor to the then Prime Minister, Durão Barroso, to witness in Thessalonica, I think it was June 2003, the statement of the European Council when it gave a positive European Union perspective to all the countries of the Western Balkans. And I think that it's from here that we have to work. Unfortunately, and as Philippe has mentioned, the case of Ukraine, I regret that the European Council has never been so clear with Ukraine as it was to the Western Balkans. But now we are talking about Serbia, we are talking about your neighbors, so let's go back to it. I always put myself in the shoes of someone that, for any reason on the fate of history, are not yet members of the European Union. And I understand what their dreams are, what your dreams are. We live through the same. So I fully share your sentiments. And I don't believe in enlargement fatigue. I think, on the contrary, this was one of the biggest successes of the 2 terms of President Barroso as President of the European Commission. I think that the question of the enlargement fatigue is only used by weak politicians that use it as a false excuse because of lack of political will or of political strength. So I think that each country has to be judged by its own merits. And I think that this statement that is in the political guidelines for this new term should not diminish or fade away our determination. On the contrary, let's make it a new challenge, let's make it your challenge, let's make it our challenge. No matter what it's written, after all, the ball is on your side. Elections this spring were crystal clear. Serbia wants to be a member of the European Union. And you know that we are a club where the rules exist. The rules are printed. I mean, you are not asking to join something that is unknown. We have the acquis communautaire, to use the political jargon of Brussels, and therefore it's very easy to know to which club you are about to join. So let's face the reforms and conclude the different chapters of negotiations, one after the other. We know that the rule of the European Union that nothing is agreed until everything is agreed. So I wonder if it wasn't exactly this challenge that was behind the statement of the new European Commission when they stated this gap, put it this way, of 5 years. I think that what was behind it was exactly to invite the candidate countries to prove their willingness, to prove their readiness, to show their real motivation in order to join the European Union. We have witnessed a positive, a constructive report from the still Barroso Commission in October. We know that Serbia, we know that Montenegro are praised by the reforms in those reports, are praised by the reforms that are being doing. And I think that this is a proof of trust for the leadership of Prime Minister Aleksandar Vučić and Milo Đukanović. The questions of fundamental rights is raised there, the question of minorities, the question of freedom of expression, the question of fight against corruption. And here, allow me to remind you that twice this year, the European Union Commission and the European Parliament have stated that they are monitoring the 24 ongoing high-profile cases related to the privatization process. Law enforcement bodies and prosecution need to become more proactive. Even with the unambiguous political determination at the highest government authorities, some structures within the state apparatus and the judiciary, and in particular the Special Prosecutor's Office, are not delivering properly, especially in these 24 high-profile cases. And this, of course, jeopardizes the perception of a country where rule of law prevails. Let's go back to the negotiations. Despite that statement, if we deliver, and when I say we, is because I put myself on your side, if we concluded 35 chapters of the enlargement, if all this is done, the reforms and so on, you can be sure that when you are ready, Europe will also be ready. President Juncker, the Commission, the European Parliament, the Council will also answer yes. And we will be celebrating then your membership sooner than I think that we foreseen today. It is to contribute to this objective that I was so excited when I got the invitation to join the Public Policy Institute. Thank you very much.